This eerie ass intro. This first scene in the anime giving us a first look at a normal Titan is dealt with perfectly, and it looks incredibly creepy, and the rain effects just add to the whole scene nicely. I like this intro. It's really edgy and gruesome and actually reminds me a bit of the band Nightwish. I like my anime bloody.
Yep.
Would I want to fight a Titan?
Nope.
聞け！壁は神の英知によって作られた。壁こそが神の御業である。何人たりとも壁を怪我してはならない。
The sheer level of detail that goes into just one pan of a few seconds is insane. There's a huge attention to detail here. Looking at the buildings, it seemed clear to me anyway that they were modelled on old German towns, and being half German myself and having spent a lot of time over there, I can say they did a beautiful job on capturing what makes them unique. Of course, this is all based off of the popular theory that the anime is based in Germany or Western Europe due to the names in the show. Take note, other anime, this is what horses should look like when they're done properly. Got to add a big fat win here for how awesome this entire scene is. I don't need to say much, as it pretty much speaks for itself. I'm actually going to add 5 wins here, and the reason is this. Firstly, I love how the mother protects her children over herself, but then we get this really realistic moment where she cries and holds back the words "don't go," which is just incredibly sad. Finally, it's for the epic music in the background, how gruesome the scene is, and how incredible Eren's voice actor is here.
シーナの3つの壁を築き、そこで100年の平和を実現させた。
I love how well all of this is explained to the viewer and how in-depth the lore is. Immortalizing the man behind it all as a hungry Titan. Adding an easy win for the first view of the Armored Titan and the really tense scene that comes next.
Oi, Kisama. Nani o yatte iru?
I know I removed a sim for this scene during my Everything Wrong with Attack on Titan first half video, but I'm gonna add a win here because it's incredibly funny in a really odd and unique way. It reminds me of when Light randomly talks about taking a chip and eating it in Death Note. It's out of the blue and it's funny as hell. I never really understood the point of the walk to the lake, but all the same it's a beautiful set piece they created there. Absolutely stunning and pretty much desktop wallpaper material.
兄レオンハート。斬撃に火の打ちどころがないが、連帯性に難があり孤立気味。ベルトルト・フーバー。潜在能力は極めて高いが積極性に欠ける。
Taking the time to properly introduce characters, and in the form of a military assessment, we get to see a bit of what makes these characters tick from the get-go, and thus, we care about them later on.
今は違う。技術を行使してこの場を収める。
Eren being a badass for once is badass.
今しがた大きな音が聞こえたが、誰か説明してもらおうか。
他者が放棄した音です。
敵様か。少しは慎みを覚えろ。
This is just so fucking funny.
人類の反撃はこれからだ。
This really took me by surprise the first time I saw it, and it caught my wife off guard when I watched it with her a second time. Damn, this is the 4th time I've seen this anime. I fucking love it.
ボールローゼが突破されるのも時間の問題だ。そもそも奴らはその気になれば
The stuff bloody nightmares are made of.
直ちに兵を招集し、我が領地防衛に努めるのだ。それが貴様の職務であろう。
Great scene introduces this old dude, and at the same time it shows us basically how close-minded and evil the guys at the very top of the pyramid really are.
飛行した。止まれ。
This was a real shock for me when I first saw it, a truly daunting experience showing just how dangerous the Titans are as foes, and I'll happily add another win to what happens to Eren and the others here.
お前が教えてくれたから俺は外の世界に。
Eren gets a win due to his extreme badassness in the face of a giant old Titan. Literally.
さっきから何度も蘇生術を繰り返してるのにフランツが
ハンナ、ここは危険だから早く屋根の
フランツをこのままにできないでしょ。
This scene is just incredibly well done, and again it's helped along by brilliant and soulful voice acting, which really makes the scene for me.
お母さん、あれ。
Enter the creepiest Titan in the entire series for me. From the look on his face to the way he's running at such a high speed, the design of making them like mindless monsters intent only on eating humans without emotion was a stroke of genius.
このままじゃ。
Whenever Mikasa acts cool like this, it makes me smile, and when I smile, I had a win.
そいつはその昔東洋ってところから壁の中に逃げてきた一族最後の末裔だ。そいつを都の地下街で変態の旦那方相手に競りにかける。
This is incredibly edgy, gruesome, disgusting, and vile, and for it to make me feel like this is one of the many reasons I love this anime, and why I love anime in general, because it can evoke, when done right of course, such powerful emotions in people, like how I feel when I watch this scene and listen to these two.
ミカサ、逃げなさい。
お母さん。
ミカサ、早く。
いい加減にしろ。
Her mother dying to protect Mikasa marks yet another powerful scene in the series for just how sad it is.
このけだものめ。死んじまえ。お前らなんかこうだ。こうなって当然だ。
Eren made me smile with his actions here, taking on these two sick f***s, and when I'm genuinely made to smile, I had a win.
よし。
そんなものが何の役に立つっていうの。
God damn, this shocked me when I first saw it. Just totally did not expect it. In fact, watching it again now, I'd forgotten just how bloody and gruesome the series is. Enter awesome Eren Titan for a scene of awesome Titan ass kicking action. I'm going to add 2 wins here for this scene of the race to headquarters and everything awesome in between. This was weird as hell and very cool, and it marks the first time that Armin is actually useful for a change, which is always nice. This is actually a really sweet and lovely scene between the two.
面白い面しやがって
2 wins for 2 epic kills by Levi. There's actually going to be a lot more where that came from later on.
お前は十分に活躍した。そしてこれからもだ。お前の残した意志が俺に力を与える。約束しよう。俺は必ず巨人を絶滅させる。
This is really touching, and it goes to show Levi's human side that he rarely showed throughout the anime and tries to actively hide, but you can see he does care for his men, and it's a complex personality like that which is just amazing to see in any anime, where the truth isn't just in your face, you have to think about it to figure him out. We give thanks to Eren for ridding the world of that disgusting little thing. This is so fucking cool.
仲間が目の前で食われた。仲間が食い殺されたのに俺は悲しみも憎しみも感じなかった。ただ心底俺じゃなくてよかったって思った。でも次は俺の番だ。気づいたんだ。
This here just introduces a character who isn't intricate to the story, but is used to show the horrors of war and what these soldiers are having to go through, how it's breaking them down mentally bit by bit. This could have just been another anime with tough, emotionless and overpowered soldiers, but instead he went for the real human aspect.
命乞いに貸す耳はない。目の前で正体を表しておいて今さら何を言う。奴が敵でないというのなら証拠を出せ。それができなければ危険を排除するまでだ。
The voice acting of the main man in charge here is actually going to earn the anime a win, as he portrays the scared older soldier absolutely perfectly in what must have been a really difficult scene to record for.
この町の奪還も不可能ではありません。人類の栄光を願い、これから死にゆく全てもの間に彼の戦術価値を解きます。
Eren earns the anime a massive 3 wins here. The reason is all due to his off-the-charts and crazy voice acting abilities. There's so much passion in his voice. Compared to the dub, I found this scene to be a testament to true voice acting abilities. This really meant a lot to me personally. The idea of your child being killed in such a horrific manner was a strong enough emotion to turn this father around, to face whatever dangers may be around the corner in order to protect and shield his child, and I thought it was a powerful and emotional moment, adding 2 wins. Adding another win for this dude's speech in general is probably one of the best in the series, just behind Armin's in the previous episode, and again the Japanese dubbed voice actor is brilliant throughout. Seriously, how incredible is it seeing these guys swinging like this and taking down the Titan, and then you get the perfect motions in the background that just make it look fantastic. Yet more evidence of great world building, as here we're met with an average person's house which has been clearly evacuated fast as a result of a Titan attack, and the time was clearly taken to make it look as such. How could I even possibly not add a win for this incredible sight? And the music as well is off the charts great. This happens. One last win here for this scene and the dropping of the boulder. Absolutely brilliant. Despite acting like a douche immediately after this moment, Levi still earns the anime a win for this taking down of the two titans and just looking f***ing cool whilst doing it.
Oi. Omae, Maruko.
Incredible dark moment here for Gene, who realises his friend died to save his life, and the effect this has on him after this moment is quite poignant to the series, and I just love how a character who is not the main character is given so much personal development time throughout.
黙れ紹介の犬どもめ巨人の力を使えば俺たちはまたウォールマリアに戻れる
これ以上お前らの英雄ごっこに付き合ってられないんだよ
Whilst not the most action-orientated episode of the series, it still served us well to get a good look at how corrupt these bastards are, and how cowardly they are as well.
まったくみっともない。
ペトララル巨人討伐数10体討伐補佐数48体オルオボザド討伐39体討伐補佐9体
These few minutes already give us a great insight into the characters of the elite Levi squad and who they are as people. They're not just characters thrown into the mix with no thought, and as a result what happens later on affects us as a viewer, having gotten closer to them over the last few episodes.
分隊長近すぎます
こんにちは。いい天気だね。お腹すいた？
分隊長危険です
Adding a win for this incredibly near-missed moment that no word of a lie made me jump even the third time I saw it.
嘘だと言ってくれ。
This scene also earns a win for the music, voice acting, and the premise we're later brought to realise that humans are acting on behalf of the Titans.
所属陛下は何にするか決めたか。俺は決めたぞ。俺は
調査兵団になる
Saying goodbye to Marco and honouring him in a really brave way.
最悪だ。調査兵なんて。
村に帰りたい。
もういいやどうでも
泣くくらいならよしとけってんだよ。
This voice acting once again beats the out of the English dub for a convincing performance of young people scared out of their wits, but fighting for humanity's sake.
こいつは髪の毛をむしるのが好きだからハゲたくないやつは気をつけろよろしくなバカやめろシャルト誰か抑えろ
This is a win.
進む第57回壁外調査を開始する前進せよ
The energy at the end of this episode is incredible.
前方半円上に長距離だが確実に前後左右が見える距離で等間隔に兵を展開可能な限り索敵伝達範囲を広げろ
I just love how the anime walks us through this. It's really well done and very clear, giving us all a good understanding of exactly what's going on during the next few episodes.
赤いシールだろ。
Enter what I deem to be the second most creepy Titan in the series for the look on his face and the bloody way he's moving being so messed up.
しょうがねえな。シス、もう一度やるぞ。はい。しかし2回も連続するとついてねえ。しかも14メートル級はありそうだ。こいつはしんどいぞ。
Adding a win for the introduction of the female Titan, which in my opinion could not have been dealt with any better. It looks great and it sounded awesome with the music and the approaching footsteps.
六作的なほぼ壊滅。女型の巨人か巨人の大軍を連れてきた。誰かいないのか。
Oh my god, this was sad as hell. The fact that he couldn't even physically see anyone as he died. He is a f***ing legend.
みんな最悪なことにならなくて本当によかった。
神様。
女神。結婚したい。
This never fails to make me laugh. This is unbelievably great. From her entering the forest to the tension of being caught, to seeing the comrades die and how amazing the scenes looked as they swung in to attack. And finally, once again, the voices of the elites who so desperately want to help their fellow soldiers. I'm adding 5 wins for this. Once again, yet another brilliant character building scene helps us see these guys as a real team. I would be a fool not to add a win here, as I'm guessing everyone who'd never seen the manga really didn't expect things to go down quite like this, as we see the first instance of a huge Titan being properly trapped.
エルヴィン、似合うぞ。方角は全方位から多数同時に。ここを通すな！戦闘開始！
I'm going to add a win here for her screams and what happens afterwards, and the crazy good artwork, which I just want to say for 2013 was amazing.
リヴァイ兵長。いや、違う。誰だ。グータさん、ちょっとどうして。
I'm not sure this particular moment could have been done much better. I mean, what a way to keep your viewers on the edge of the seats. Seriously.
敵が力を残す術を持っているなら。 再び巨人を出現させることもできるかもしれん。
やはりか。けど、女型の巨人だ。
Such a great and thrilling moment in the series.
すぐその裏地を。
Very sad how it ended for the Levi squad, but all the same I'll add 2 wins for their awesome moves before they died, which showed off how skilled they were. The level of artwork is also really, really good. Nothing more needs to be said for this battle. This is such an awesome scene as we finally get to see Levi, the ultimate Titan killer, in all his glory, since before now it was just a taste here and there. The artwork during the battle is stunning, and we're met with one of my personal favourite songs from the official soundtrack that really gets you pumped for the battle. Just a shame that Mikasa couldn't listen to the orders though. For this, I'm going to add 5 wins.
ホルオのやつ、うちに寄る暇があるのかな。
作っとく分には構わないでしょ。
These heartfelt moments in the series remind us that not only were the elites the best of the best, and they had their own personalities whilst interacting with Eren, but they also had friends and family, people eagerly awaiting their return, and it really hit me just how well they were able to portray this in mere seconds.
巨人だ!
Yeah, you probably guessed it. I'm adding a win here for these horrible looking bastards, and the guy on the left is definitely in my top 5 weirdest looking titans from the series. Mikasa being awesome and saving this numpty equals an easy win. Even though you can tell that Levi is torn up about this inside, he shows no emotion outside. How do we even know he's feeling anything? Because of the emotional music, the dark shadows around his one visible eye indicating he's really feeling regretful about having to see one of his soldiers' bodies treated so disrespectfully. And finally, because as shown with him angry about his injured leg, that if he could have done something, he would have done in order to preserve and respect his friends. This is a brilliant example of putting world-building detail into an anime, as here we have the walls and outside of the walls of the remnants of a town now long abandoned. They could have just made it so that it was the walls and nothing else, everything just inside the walled off area. But this is the nice added touch of character that goes a long way with me.
今回の遠征で犠牲に見合う収穫はあったんですか？
死んだ兵士に悔いはないとお考えですか?
今回の壁外遠征にかかった費用と損害による痛手は
I've just got to add a win here for the sheer level of detail that went into drawing such a simple scene like this of a street. So often in anime when multiple people are shown on screen, it can be kind of shoddy artwork or a copy and paste type job, but here everyone looks different at a glance of a few seconds.
なんだ、知らなかったのか。巨人の小僧と主要幹部が王都に召喚されるんだとよ。
Adding a win here due to the fact that not only were older streets and buildings used for the designs inside the walls, but also the further inside you go, the more clean and modern the houses look. It's such a nice added concept to the entire anime and manga that it'd be a shame not to notice it and give it a win.
でも私がかけたのはここからだから。
This is so tense that it had me on the edge of my seat the first 2 times I saw it. It's just awesome, and every time I watch it, a tiny part of my brain thinks that someone might notice the bloody ring and stop her. I'd be an absolute fool not to add a massive win there for Mikasa's incredible moves. I just love her character in this anime. Jesus, the facial expressions are crazy good at this point. It really gets across the feelings that Eren is having, and I have to say the voice actor does an amazing job versus the English dub in my honest opinion.
神を信じる無垢な心こそが巨人から我々を守る術であり、唯一巨人を退けられる力で。
Well now, I think it's very clear that this was long overdue. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 wins for this entire scene. It's really well done, and the effort that must have gone into making this look so good is really appreciated in my eyes. Lastly, I'm going to add a win for a fantastic end to this episode, and a fantastic end in general for the entire series. Matthew Blancet, Nick Wyndham, Lightly Winter, Christopher Willis, Draki, Fancy Turtle, Kepan, Liam Knight, Luis Minito, Marquez, Keeper, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brandon Crea, Brian Bayot, Christian Torassa, Commander Cyrus, Doggos for Life, Dragonstorm 35, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Aaron Winters, I Am Here, Your Edvinson, Kevin Alston, Cumfroik, Kylie Welp, Lisa Marie Timp, Magnus, Nathan Burr, Peter Milligan, Satakayari, Sionx 44, Sean, Sheriff Yuchiya, The 100s, Elemental Awards, Wiccan Faye, Ali 50, Brainless Ben, Cecilia, Cloud Garden, Cedric, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Def the Kid 123, Devon, Eclipse Mage, Garrett Vermeesh, Gibbs, Hoved Lowe's Ritter, Israel Caldera, Jason Davies, John, Juffer 6263, Kelnock, Kevin Nelter, Kai 158, Kyle Jones, Laxor, Laxus, Liam Gagati, Lifty, Lionel Schultz, Marvin, Michael Lewis, Mr. Firecool, Natsu Dragneel, Nick Monaco, Nick Pell, 9028, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Q Flash, Ryan DeVeres, Sentimento, Storm 970, TRS, The Danish Muggle, Tricky Nicky, Willyman,